What's something unexpected happening in your love connection and in your love life right now? Hi, beautiful soul. I'm Mystic Mia Moksha, and thank you for joining me here on Mostly in the Moment for another Love Pick a Card reading. We're looking at two main things in this reading. The top part is going to be related to a person. So whether you have someone in mind, or if this is just someone you know, or this is someone coming in, the top part is in regards to a person that you have or will have a love connection with. And then the bottom half is in regards to an unexpected change or event happening in your love life in general. And this is good for if you're single, little to no communication, or you're just kind of open to whatever the universe has in store for you. Both parts will relate to you no matter your status in love. And I just finished these readings, and they are, some of them quite beautiful and others very deeply spiritual and possibly triggering, so trigger warning. But I always find that my readings have a silver lining. Every single pile and every single reading that I do ends on a positive note with something good to look forward to and to have and to know. So I recommend that if you pick a pile to just listen to it till the end. But if you don't resonate with it from the beginning, or if you're not ready to hear something like that, or it's a little bit triggering, then I recommend that you pass on it. And if you're ready to hear it, you know where I am. So with that, I hope you enjoy the reading, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile one with the ocean Jasper. We're looking at what's something unexpected happening in your love connection and in your love life. So for the first part, we're going to look at a connection between you and your person, whether you have someone in mind or you're single and you're thinking about someone new, little to no communication, or your relationship with that person. So in regards to that person first, and then in regards to your love life, something unexpected happening in your love life, or just in life in general. I like to keep it a little bit open, the prompts, because Spirit tends to bring in the best messages when I leave it a little bit more open-ended. So you have the Dolphins here with the number 20, and it says, shared inspiration. Throw yourself into a new project, be willing to let go of time constraints and rules, and really be aware of whatever fulfills your heart. So something that I feel like you're going to be taking on with your lover that really just inspires the both of you, and you're just kind of in it, and it really, you're both really enjoying it so much that time just flies. You're both very involved in it. It's something that is very meaningful for the both of you. So I do get the sense of you're about to embark on this new adventure with your person, or if not, you're about to find the person that you are going to be embarking on this journey with. All right, so what's something unexpected happening between you and your person? The Apprentice of Zent. That's the Page of Pentacles. I see that as a confirmation of this kind of starting a new project. So whether you are, whether you know who this person is, or this is someone new coming in, or someone who's been kind of around you, but you haven't really gotten a chance to really form a stronger bond with them yet. I do feel like you and your person are ready to take on a new adventure, ready to take on a new passion project, a new life project, a new chapter in your lives, basically. And this is something that requires like work. Like the two of you will be working. This requires work. So whether that's building a home, or having a child, or building a business, or something more on a smaller scale, like a renovation, redoing your backyard, finding a new place to live and set up. I feel like it is something that will require work from the both of you. Let's see. Karma in reverse. Okay, so I feel like this is like good karma coming back to the both of you. The 1 and 6 here, and the 2. Okay, this project was meant to bring in more harmony. So if you're worried about like, well, am I ready to take on a project with someone? Will they cause drama? Will this not end like well? This is Spirit saying like, no, this project was brought in specifically for the two of you to bring in more harmony within the connection. So if the two of you have been kind of in a place where there wasn't that much harmony and there was too much friction, there was arguments, there was not a lot of harmony going on, the two of you weren't working well together, the two of you weren't working together at all, this was a project brought in meant to bring in harmony. So it will be successful, and not only successful, but it will bring in the harmony and the peace and the collaboration energy that the two of you needed. So this project will work out, and it is beneficial for the two of you in more ways than one. And you are ready. Spirit saying both of you are ready, whether you know this person or not. Okay. I knew exactly what I was doing. Okay, so if this is something, I feel like there's a situation where if you know this person and you tried working with them before, in a romantic relationship or in this project, like they were very stubborn and they felt like they knew what they were doing and you were doing everything wrong. And that was what needed to be addressed. Like they needed to get over their stubbornness and be aware that they might have thought they weren't doing anything wrong, but that's because they only saw things from their point of view. Of course they can do this project by themselves and they would do everything right because they're the only ones working on it. But this is a project that you two are meant to do together, so you're meant to share ideas and collaborate, and it's not meant to be just them and their ideas. It's meant to be a collaborative idea, a collaborative effort, and that's the thing that they weren't getting, and that's why they were being so stubborn. So they had to let that go. If this is a newer connection, I'm getting like they've already come to realize this, so they're entering this new connection or entering this connection again in a better mindset. They realized their problem in the past, and that was that they were doing everything on their own and they didn't like taking in other people's ideas. They didn't like working with someone else, or they thought they were always right. But it's obviously if two people have two different ways of going at one project, you're both going to be right. That's not the issue. The issue is working together, and understanding it's not like who's right. That's the fact of the two of you have to work together. So both of you kind of understand that. So going into this new connection or going into this connection again, both of you realize, hey, like there's many different right ways of doing things. We're going to get to the end result no matter what. We're going to get to the destination no matter what, but it's the journey that matters. We have to enjoy it. We have to work together. We have to see how we can work together on this and work together while enjoying it. That's the whole point, not the destination. The point that you two are enjoying it and collaborating. That's like the new part of it, right? You're not doing it by yourself. You're doing it with someone else, and it's supposed to be fun. Otherwise, what's the point of being together, right? So both of you are coming together finally on this big thing, moving in together, having a child, building something huge, like building a home or building a business or something like that. I do see something like substantial, like something that's going to take some work in the beginning and throughout the years to uphold it, to kind of, even after you build it, it'll require maintenance, like building a home or building a life together, building a relationship, building a family. So that's the kind of project I'm getting here. Oops, wrong card. The Emperor. Yeah, see, I knew it. Exactly the energy I'm getting. This energy of like you two are building something long lasting. It'll last for a lifetime or, for most of your lifetime. So this is something huge. And I feel like there was a little bit of like fear from one of you or both of you a little bit about, will it work this time? Will it work with this person? Will this will we see this through, or will it fall apart? That kind of energy, which is natural in beginning anything new, especially if it's this on this larger scale. And I am getting from Spirit that, yeah, this is meant to work out. It's actually meant to make your relationship stronger, bond you two better, and work better together. So this is really, really beautiful energy. Pile 20. Okay, so let's see what's something unexpected happening in your love life or in your life in general. The Hermit. Okay, so I do feel like the two of you, you and your love mate, are meant to kind of spend a lot of time together alone for a little bit. Not that you're not going to see family and friends and, you know, your coworkers and neighbors and everything, but this is a time of spending a significant amount of time together alone. And I could see that Spirit wants the two of you to kind of bond better at this time, and using a project to do that. So Spirit does want the two of you to kind of spend more time together, just the two of you, than both of you might have expected at this time. Maybe you two were kind of expecting to kind of be more social in this season, or work on other things. Maybe you have a lot of family events or a lot of social events to go to, and this is going to take you by surprise. But some of you kind of already feel it, like, hey, if I were to get into a new connection right now, or if I were to kind of start a new project with my person right now, I would like this time to kind of reestablish our connection, or establish our connection very, very well, like the foundation of our relationship, before entertaining everything else. Like, so some of you, this is surprising. For some of others of you, this is more like you saw this coming. Family, yeah, okay. So I feel like what's at the forefront here is the relationship. Both of you are prioritizing your relationship and your family that you're creating. So if this is a newer connection, you both are trying to establish the connection, grow a stronger bond, build a strong foundation, so that you can have kids and, you know, grow your family. If you already have a family, it's kind of like, you know, getting everyone set up. Maybe it's a new home, maybe you're moving somewhere that fits the family better. If you're already past having kids and they've already moved out of the house, or, you know, you're in the later years of your life, I feel like you both are kind of establishing your connection, but also kind of establishing your community. Yeah, there's a lot about focusing on your the closest relationships, and it has to do with your mate. So it's like very, very, like, what's it called? Your immediate family. So it's like you, your partner, and your kids are like the closest people to you. Like, you're very, very close-knit family. Like, that's what the focus is on at this time. But like, mainly and specifically, everything is rooted from the relationship between the two of you. So that's the number one priority for you and your person right now, whether you know this person or not at this time. Star. Getting like star card. Okay, so I'm getting the two of you have really specific dreams or skill sets, and it's like it's time to bring it to the forefront. So I feel like this project, whatever it is, but I feel like it has to do with creating a home, creating a family, creating like a legacy, something that can be like passed on, or something that's kind of like very meaningful, something that like will add like something significant into your life for a very long time. I feel like the both of you, you and your partner, both have like an eye for something. Like you both have a specific creative skill set and dreams of what you would like your future to be like. And although you might have many dreams and many different skill sets, I feel like both of you are picking one dream and one skill set from the both of you and trying to combine that into your vision. So if, for example, if you both are kind of like deciding to buy a new home, build a new home, or to renovate, I feel like both of you are like, okay, I've always needed a room to do this or space to do this. And also I always wanted to live a lifestyle that included, I don't know, more plants or something, or a lot more animals or something, or I don't know, I always wanted to dig a big hole in the backyard, whatever it is. Like, I feel like both of you have this kind of like dream, what you thought you couldn't do in your life, and then also a skill set that you want to use in building that dream. So both of you are using both of those things from each other, combining it and figuring out, okay, so we both need a house that looks like this, or for both of our dreams and skill sets, I'm going to use my skill set to build this kind of thing over the kitchen, and I'm going to use my skill set to, you know, create like a baby room or art room or whatever, or a greenhouse, whatever it is. So I'm getting this kind of energy that both of you are bringing in one skill set to make one dream come true in building this project from both sides. And this is how you start to kind of like collaborate. Okay. And the Six of Cups, yes, I love that. That's the first thing I saw when I saw the 16, is this kind of like energy of creating harmony, reunion, union, definitely establishing a stronger bond with each other at this time, and really having, like, really starting something meaningful for the both of you that takes both of your shared inspiration, shared ideas, and shared dreams. And even with the number 20 here, like, I'm getting that energy of like becoming one with your love partner, and it's very beautiful. And because these are both like unexpected things happening, I feel like if you've been kind of worried about your connection and how it could be saved, I feel like something like Spirit brings in something that saves the connection. You don't get saved directly. Spirit brings in something that can save the connection, like a project. And so that's how you know it will be successful. You don't have to worry if any fears you have in regards to starting a new project with someone that you love and both of you love each other. Spirit says, don't worry, it's going to work out. You don't have to worry about that. All you have to worry about is just enjoying the ride, enjoying the journey. And if you're like single, or you know, you don't really have a specific person in mind, I'm getting from Spirit like you might be surprised that this comes out of the blue, and someone that is willing to kind of do this kind of work with you and really work on the relationship and work on projects together, meaningful things. I'm getting one big meaningful project with you, and yeah, it just comes out of the blue. So yeah, pile 20, I hope you enjoyed your reading. If you did, I really appreciate a like or comment. It really helps me out. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful pile 2 with the Pyrite. We're looking at what's something unexpected happening in your love connection and in your love life in general. So the first part is going to be if in regards to a person. So if you have someone in mind, or if you're single, this is like related to the person that's coming in. But this is in regards to a person, the top part, and then the bottom part is something unexpected happening in your love life in general. And I'm kind of keeping the prompts open, so not just your love life, but life in general, because when I leave the prompt a little bit open, Spirit tends to bring in just the most beautiful messages that might be, but a little bit different than the prompt that I give it. And I aim for the highest and best messages, so I like to leave it a little bit open. So we have the number 31 for this card here with the clownfish and the coral reef. And it reads, mutually beneficial venture. There is an extraordinary connection at the forefront of your life at this moment. Utilize this relationship to benefit everyone concerned. Okay, so because I am doing a love reading, I do find that there is a person that you're currently with, that you're currently connected to, you're currently thinking of, or that is currently coming into your life or coming back, that you're meant to do something wonderful, something beautiful with. It says there's extraordinary connection. This connection is not like your typical love connection that you see around you. This is a very deep bond, a very, very spiritual bond that you have between the two of you. You two get along mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically very, very well. And it, this is like a once in a lifetime connection. Not everyone even experiences a love like this, but when you find someone like that, that love is so strong and so beautiful that you're probably called to do something more, because you two are so well bonded. You two bring in such light and love energy that you're probably asked to help those around you a little bit more because you can, and so that's what I'm getting with this connection. And it says at this moment, so this is happening right now. And so whether you know this person or not, like, you can expect big things to be happening right now. Okay, so what's happening between you and your person? Executive arms, that's the king of what's it, arms? Sword? Kings of sword. Okay, yeah, so real strong knowing of what you're meant to do at this time. So if you've been kind of lost with what should I do with my life? What direction should I go in? Should I change my career? Should I change my location? Should I date more? Should I level up this connection? Should I, whatever it is, if you're kind of like a little bit lost in what your next steps in life should be, that clarity is coming in for you very, very strongly right now, especially in love, because you are meant to work with your romantic love partner at this time. In what way? Happiness. Oh, that's so cute. And it came out in reverse. So I feel like, as tarot card readers, as spiritual consultants, you're not supposed to say that, love makes you happy. Someone outside of yourself can make you happy. You have to be happy first in order for love to come in. But most of us are happier when we're in a loving connection. Doesn't mean that you don't need to be happy within yourself to attract that person if you're not already in that connection. And even if you're in that connection, doesn't mean that you have to take care of your own happiness in order for the connection to thrive in very loving, happy energies. But it does make you happier. I feel like both of you are just supremely happy to be with each other. And when you're happy, when you're in a good mood or just content, happiness is a high bar to kind of hold ourselves up to. No one can be happy all the time. Being content is a really good bar to set for yourself. Being content in life, that's where it's at. But I feel like the both of you make each other so happy so often above that content line that you two have so much more energy and love to share with the world. Wow, yeah, this person makes you incredibly happy. Like, not even content. This is like, they go out of their way to make you happy. You go out of your way to make them happy. Like, you both know what the other person likes, and will get gifts for each other, share your love language for each other. You two also take care of your own happiness well enough, so you spend time away from each other, working on your own happiness, and then give each other enough time to miss each other, to come back and make them happy, and then make you happy again. It's like a huge circle of happiness. It's like, I'm kind of looking at this energy, channeling this energy, and I'm just kind of blown away, because it's I've never seen that happen. I've never seen that kind of energy of continuous happiness. Wow. I'm afraid to contact you. Okay, so I feel like whether you know this person, in a connection with this person, or don't know this person yet, they're afraid to reach out to you because this is such a powerful connection. Yeah, let me pull one more card. the high priestess, they have this very strong knowing that as soon as the first sentence is uttered to the other person, this is going to change both of your lives forever. So whether you know this person and you're waiting to hear from them and they're waiting to contact you, or you're already in a relationship with this person and they're afraid to say this, afraid to say, hey, would you be, because it's a bizarre thing. It's like a wild, big dream, and it's kind of difficult to tell your partner, like, hey, I want to be like a rock star, or hey, I want to like change the world, let's clean the oceans, or let's, go on this big long trip to a different country and, start this community, or whatever it is. It's like, it's kind of one of those things that's like hard to tell even a person that you've loved and have been with for a long time, that you want to go after this really big dream, or it's mutually beneficial. So I feel like whatever their dream is that they want to tell you, it interweaves so well with your dream. Like you're like, I believe in God. Like, this is how you know God exists, because like how perfectly does that align with my big dream. It works so perfectly together. Wow. But they know as soon as they contact you or say what this is, both of your lives is irrevocably changed forever. And it's kind of like asking you to marry them. For some of you, the mutually beneficial venture is marriage or moving in or something like that, having a child together. But I feel like for most of you, it's this big, wild dream, like the biggest dream that either of you can dream of together. But I'm getting it's basically like them asking to marry you, and that's how much pressure that they have, and how much they're freaking out because they know, like, once they say this, everything has changed. Everything. Okay, so what's something unexpected happening in your love life in general, or your life in general? King of Potions. Okay. King of Cups. Oh my goodness. Okay. So there is love entering your life in a very, very big way right now. So if you know this person, like, it's them being super uber romantic. They're if this isn't asking you to marry them, it's something very akin to that. There's definitely a huge romantic gesture coming in, and I feel like it's not like a gesture. It's like an idea that they're bringing forth, an energy that they're bringing forth, because I feel like it's like more of a conversation. It's like a collaboration between the two of you, right? But this is the thing that sparks a real, like, I feel like rekindling your love life, rekindling the fire in your love life. Commitment, yeah. This is kind of leveling up the commitment. Yeah, that's why I'm saying for some of you, it's not like, for some of you, it is like marriage. It's exactly marriage. For others of you, this is kind of like marriage. So if this is like connection that hasn't been, you haven't like declared your commitment to each other yet, this is like a way to kind of be like, hey, we're working towards that commitment, or like we're basically in that commitment if we take on this project together. Or like, I'm all in. I'm getting for one of you, like, someone's pregnant, and it's like, okay, like, we're not married, we're not moved in together, and they suggest like, hey, how about we move in together or move closer, and that's kind of them showing that like they're willing to commit more. For others, this is kind of starting like a passion project together. Maybe they invite you to kind of work with their project or invite you to work with them, or they decide to kind of interview and work at your place. And that's kind of like, you don't kind of do that kind of stuff unless you're hinting that you want to be with that other person, maybe. So something like that. But if I'm going highly spiritual here, I am getting that this commitment that you two are taking on is bigger than the two of you. It's committing with your heart and soul something that helps many people or helps the world in some way. Yeah, it's like it's combining your destinies together, I'm hearing. Wow. Okay, the Magician. Yeah, wow. This is like, you know, when everything's like perfect and everything just aligns and everything just fits together so perfectly, and that's how you know like this is meant to be, like this is like meant to move forward. Like I feel like both of you have this like really big dream, and it sounds bizarre, but both of you are at a place where everything just makes sense, where you are financially, where you are in your emotional body, where you are in life right now. Like everything just kind of lined up. The opportunity that came in, the timing was just right. You know, the resources you need for the situation is at your hand. It's like, if we're gonna strike, we might as well strike while the iron's hot. Like this is perfect. Everything's aligned. Like, and both of you are like, wow, our dreams like kind of mesh together so well. Like if we're gonna do this, like this is the time to do it. Otherwise, we're gonna regret it for the rest of our lives that we didn't take this opportunity. So both of you are kind of like in the same place mentally too, to be like, yeah, like it's now or never. Let's do this. Okay. Wow, this is exciting. 5 of Cups. Yeah, again with like both of you have free will. You could both pass on this or wait and be like, hey, I need 6 more months, or hey, I need another year. But by that time, the opportunity might be gone. And so both of you are at the right place at the right time to take this right opportunity, divine opportunity. And I feel that both of you are like, I feel like there's someone around the two of you. Maybe this in the past, one of you had a situation like this and didn't strike and it stayed with them or stayed with you. Or maybe there's someone around you that you wanted to take this opportunity with, but they were asking for more time, or they're kind of like at a different place. But then your person comes in. Because I feel like for a lot of you, this is like something, this is unexpected, right? So it's like something you didn't expect from this person. And they just are like, hey, I know this seems crazy and wild. Like, would you want to do this? And you're like, hey, this can be really stupid, or it can be brilliant. This could work out or it could not, but I'm not going to miss out on this opportunity. And this person seems like they're in the same place I am in life, which is ready to take a risk like this. And let's call it what it is. It's a risk, but something that you are ready for and they are ready for. I feel like someone around you, maybe you wanted to do this business opportunity with someone, or you wanted to take this leap in a relationship with someone, or you were waiting for your current person to kind of, take a bigger risk in life like this, and you weren't getting that from them or something like that. Or someone from the past you brought this idea up with, and then they like said no, and they kind of ridiculed you, or they kind of said like maybe in a year or two from now. I'm getting for one of you, like, and then they went on to do it with someone else. But like you kind of waited for that person and then nothing came of it, or you kind of knew that the person would never take a risk like that for you, and you're like, but you were in a relationship with them for a long time, so you kind of just stuck with them because you're like, oh, maybe this is too big. I feel like this person that comes out of nowhere unexpectedly is like in the same place you are mentally to like take a leap like this. And it's not just a spiritual leap, but it's a leap in love as well. I think the two of those energies are intertwined in this reading, like spiritual aspirations and love aspirations. So it kind of makes sense. But it's a mutually beneficial venture, so it's like both combining both your dreams, and it's something that is beyond the both of you. Like I feel like if you're making music, it's gonna change, like, you know, it's gonna help a lot of people. A lot of people are gonna enjoy it. If it's like a business that helps clean up the world, or, you know, affects a lot of people, helps a lot of people, like I feel like it's something like that. Even if it doesn't start out that way, it does end up being that way. Both of you can feel it. Like this is both of you acting on your highest and best dreams, and not many people go for it, and both of you are going for it. And there's something, especially with the pirate here, like I feel like it has unintended positive consequences. Like you, I don't know, you end up making a lot of money in it, or you, like, you know, you're not intending for like fame or prosperity or anything like that, like maybe a little bit, but like you don't expect it to kind of take off as well as it does. Or kind of maybe both of you kind of combine your dreams, but then like it kind of goes into a different avenue, and both of you are like, hey, I didn't expect to end up here, but I love it. I don't hate it. And both of you are kind of like, yeah, this is pretty awesome. Like both of us combining our dreams and going after it led us to this other dream that we didn't know that we both had. And if we didn't take action on it, we wouldn't have found this other dream that we both want to actually focus on, you know, something like that. So a lot of unexpected energies. Love it for you, Pile 31. If you enjoy this reading, I really appreciate a like or comment. It really helps me out. And with that, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day, and I wish you much love and light. Hi, beautiful Pile 3 with the Amethyst. I'm going to be looking at what's something unexpected happening in your love connection right now, and then what's happening in your love life in general right now. So the top part is going to be if you have a person in mind, or if you're single, the person coming in, or just a person that you know, even if you didn't intend to get this reading on that person. But yeah, the top part is related to a person, and then the second part is related to your love life in general, or your life in general. I like to keep it a tiny bit open for spirit, like the prompt a little bit open for spirit to bring in whatever messages spirit wants to, because I feel like spirit always brings through the best messages when I open up the prompt a little bit, and keep it a tiny bit more open-ended. Okay, so you have pile number 33. You have 33 as your number. Let your personality shine. You have something no one else has, and that makes you who you are. Stop comparing yourself to others and allow your uniqueness to shine through. Okay, so I do feel like you might have unique features. You might have a unique line of work. There's something definitely unique about you personally, and also something also very unique about the kind of life that you live. And it's kind of like, it's like a double whammy. Like I feel like most people that meet you are kind of like mesmerized by you and by your uniqueness, because not only do you have something unique about your looks or personality, but something also very unique, or skill set, but also something very unique about the way that you live life. So people are kind of transfixed on you sometimes, like people especially who are like who are interested in people and never came across someone like you. They just are fascinated by you. I feel like you might also have gotten a lot of romantic interest just because you're just so different from anyone else, and you're like, yeah, I get it, but like there's also a lot of other people who are so different. I'm getting it's like you don't see yourself as being that different or unique until you meet a bunch of other people who are all the same, because you're just like, I'm just living life normally, like I don't understand. you know. Okay, so that's the kind of vibe I'm getting off this reading right away. And by the way, and you also shine. Like I feel like it's because you live so authentically, or more authentically than most people. And that's what I find is so weird, is that like you're not even living life like totally different than other people, but it's still like different enough that people kind of see you differently. And you're like not even living like your completely truly authentic life, but just authentic enough that you stand out because not many people are living even a slight bit of their authentic version of themselves. Okay, so what's unexpected thing is happening in your love connection right now with you and this person? 9 of Wires, which is 9 of Wands, and it came out in reverse. Okay, so I feel like if it's been burdensome, your love connection with this person, or if you're single, like people in general, like potential romantic people, or just carrying on your love life, it's been heavy. I'm getting like spirits like asking you to put down your concerns, your worries, and all the weight that you've been carrying in regards to your love life, especially if you have someone you're specifically thinking of, or even if you've been alone for a long time. Like it just feels like your love life has been such a big concern for you that it's been getting heavier and heavier. Like you've been adding like pebbles like every day, and over like months it's gotten really, really heavy. And Spirit's like, just put that down, put that backpack of pebbles down. Like you don't need to carry it around, you know, you don't need to like be down on yourself, you know. And I feel like every pebble represents like, oh, another day wasted without being with a person, you know, another date wasted, or another conversation and this connection wasted, or you know, another opportunity. I could have gone to that event with that person. Nope, wasted. You know, it's like I feel like you've been kind of giving yourself like shame and hate, and each pebble that you put in every day, or every time you had an event, or every time you felt like, oh, I should be okay being alone, or you know, I feel I'm continuing this connection even though it's like a burden on me, and I know I shouldn't be in this relationship. Like you keep putting pebbles in your backpack, I'm getting. And Spirit's like, it's time to put the backpack down. It's time to put away all that shame and hatred for yourself that you built up in regards to your love life. Why is Spirit saying that? Spiritual message. Okay, and with the 33 here and then the 41 here, I'm getting that something along the lines with like, you have to fix your house first before trying to fix someone else's, or something like that. I'm getting Spirit is saying all those pebbles that you've kind of like been collecting could have been pebbles that you used to like construct something that would be useful to you. I'm getting like a dam, or like, you know, putting pebbles across a path that brings water into your garden or something like that. Like you could have been using those stones to kind of build something that can perpetually give you love and happiness. Does that make sense? So like instead of using all that energy to kind of build up the energy of hate and shame, it could have been used to like, you know how like some people like emotionally eat or something, or like, you know, we have habits like, oh, if you get upset you go out for a cigarette or something like that. I'm getting like, instead of like every time that you get mad or sad you eat, or you know, have a cigarette or have a drink, or you go gamble, or you go work more, if instead of it being a bad habit, if it was like a positive habit, like going for a run, or I don't know, some people go crazy with running too, but you know, something more positive, like, okay, I'm not feeling good today, let me go for a walk, let me force myself to make a healthy meal, or force myself to like, you know, go plant something, like force myself to go volunteer or help someone else. Like you could have built up a really good habit by now, so big that it could have been like something on your like life resume, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't need to beat yourself up about it right now. Just put down that backpack and start picking up stones for this water pathway instead now. I don't know what Spirit's going with this. Okay. I'll wait for a sign from you. I feel like you've been I feel like most people here have been in two scenarios. A, waiting for someone they are in little to no communication with to message them back. Or B, waiting for a message from spirit to know where to go to find that right person, when a lover is going to come into their life finally. Yeah, I feel like in both cases, like Pile 33, you're waiting for someone else or something else outside of yourself to give you the sign that your love life is ready for you. And the thing I learned about this is that when you're waiting for the universe to tell you when someone is about to come in or supposed to come in, your divine counterpart or your soulmate or the true love of your life, your wife or your husband, when, like, if you're waiting for a sign for that person to come in, or if you're waiting for like a message back from someone that you've been in little to no communication with for a long while, like, that's basically you waiting for yourself to be ready for love again. And you will continuously look for it outside of yourself until you give yourself the sign, I'm ready for love. And then, because that 4 comes before the 1, as soon as you give yourself the sign that you're ready for love, and that could be in the form of messaging that person you're a little to no communication with, or finally being like over them, or finally like, you know, having closure with that, or having closure with the little to no communication person, or closure with your love life up until now. Yeah, because I'm getting this energy of having closure with who you were and what your love life was up until now. Everything in that backpack, all those pebbles, what they were for, whenever you started collecting those pebbles, from then up until this moment right now, having closure with that. And do some sort of little ceremony or something, like celebrate or have a little closure moment. Go to the beach, watch the sunset, go drive up a mountain and look at the sun for a bit, or go for a nature walk, or, you know, whatever you need to do. And like, just go for that nature walk, listen to music, and just kind of, or just speak out loud to yourself about where you are in life and in your love life, and where you want it to kind of, what you're putting down, basically what you're putting down. And you don't have to think about what you want for the future. You don't have to think about, you can just like leave it. You can just leave your past, have closure with it, and then just be in a place where you're just open to the universe. And that's when spirit will bring in someone or bring in a sign of what you're meant, what would be for your highest best good, or a really awesome divine opportunity you wouldn't have been able to imagine for yourself. Because I feel like the issue with when you're manifesting a specific kind of person, like you do all these exercises to kind of like, oh yeah, this person needs to be like this or that. It's hard for people to let go, because after you do that, you're supposed to let it go and like act like you're never going to get that person. And a lot of people, like, when you have like very specific things written down about the kind of love life you want, the kind of lover you want in the future, you have a really hard time letting it go, because you've brought it to such a detail, and most people have a hard time letting it go. So it's better almost for most people, if you want to manifest someone awesome into your life that's like you're meant to be with divinely, it's better to just kind of have no expectations, no thoughts about it, and just like let the universe bring it in. And it's not like bringing in just like any old person. Like, you obviously want to bring in someone that resonates with you, but that automatically happens. The universe automatically brings in someone that is meant for you, whether you have specifics or not written down, you know? And that's the one thing I have a hard time about these manifestation tools people have. It's like once you people are attached. Sirens, sorry about that. Sirens usually mean that like the archangels, which when I saw 33, I'm like, all right, there's some archangels here, or like ascended masters here. They really want me to emphasize this, and I know you didn't come to this reading to hear this, but it's important, and someone's meant to hear it. Many people are meant to hear it. So if this doesn't resonate and it triggers you, move on. No one cares. You don't have to leave a rude comment. You can just leave. All right. But for the people that this is for, I'm sending you so much love and light, and from a place of understanding, because me and a lot of my light worker friends have gone through this. So this is coming not just from experience, but I'm channeling this. So I don't even know what's coming out of my mouth right now. But where are we? Yeah, it's people are so attached to things, and you don't even have to be very highly spiritual to like continuously be detached from things, but it does take a lot of practice. It's a practice of mental strength and emotional strength, spiritual strength, yeah, even physical strength, because you get attached to physical things. But it's a very hard place to be, to continuously be unattached to things, to be detached from things. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, there's a lot of manifestation techniques out there about like, oh, just write out the details and then like let it go. But most people can't let it go, and that's why it never manifests. So I'm giving you spirit's advice here, which is just leave it open. Just have zero expectations. Just live your life, zero expectations in terms of this person, and the universe is already gonna bring in the highest and best person for you at this time, the person you're meant to be with. You know, yeah, see the 8 of Wands, it's in the clouds, it's ready to pop through. It's and rain. I feel like it's right there. Like all you have to do is just let go, and like truly let go. Like honestly let go, not like pretend let go, like, oh yeah, I let go of this person, and then the next day like look up tarot card readings about them, or you know, be sad that you're not with them again. Like, absolutely let go. Or if you're single, like, be like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, girl power. Like, I don't need a man. And then, like, the next day, be like, super sad about it. Like, genuinely get to a place where you're actually truly detached. And that's when spirit brings it in. And they bring it in immediately. Like, the second you actually absolutely let go. And that's the secret to manifestation. All right, so what is happening unexpectedly in your love life in general? Let's see. 5 of coins. Okay. Leaving home. Okay. So there's this energy of... Okay, so one of the things that you can get attached to is being miserable, right? We've all heard this, like, you know, even when a good opportunity does come through. So I feel like spirit does bring through someone, because you do the work. Most of you will do the work and actually let go. And at first you kind of feel sad, right? Because you're like, but, you know, I really want to be with this person, or, you know, like I have to be okay with being single for the rest of my life. Like you have to let go of all expectation. Like that's how this works, right? And it's hard. It's a hard thing for people to master, but hey, if you're looking at tarot card readings, I'm assuming you're a spiritual person, but my readings are for highly spiritual person, and most of the people I do come across on this channel are willing to do high level spiritual work, right, for a more grand divine love, right? So for a lot of us who have been attached to someone, an unrequited love or something for a very long time, a dream life, a life that we've always expected with our partner, situation we've always expected with our partner, it's very hard to let go. It's very hard to let go. You know, it was very beautiful, and almost, it was a dream that you would escape to, You know, it was a coping mechanism. It's very hard to let go of that. It might take cycles to let go of that. And at some point, you might also get used to doing the inner work in regards to that twin flame, divine counterpart, soulmate, unrequited love that gave you so much happiness and hope, right? And so it takes a long time, and it's kind of, you're leaving a dream, and that dream gave you so much comfort and happiness, but at some point it's not giving you what you need in the physical anymore. And doing so much spiritual work and inner work kind of leaves a lot to be desired in the physical. So at some point you have to, realize that you've done enough healing internally or spiritually, and it's time to do some healing in your masculine energies and your physical energies, but it's fun being in the feminine energy. It's fun being in that spiritual world, right? It's magical, it's mystical, it's wonderful. And it seems like out here it's more harder. In the physical world, it's much harder. Happiness, yeah. But you're never going to be completely happy unless you merge the two, the masculine and feminine energies, the spiritual and the physical reality. So I'm getting that, you have half the happiness, because maybe this time not with that person gave you really deep understanding about who you are and about life and where you are in life, and it gave you a deep understanding about yourself and the divine, but you aren't going to be completely truly happy unless you have both parts of you integrated. So a lot of times when we go through healing, we compartmentalize our lives and our energies. We kind of deconstruct ourselves in order to reconstruct ourselves. And this is probably towards the end of your healing, where you start to kind of transition back into the world, right? Maybe it's a different world because you see reality differently. Maybe you're, this is a new version of yourself that you're introducing to the people around you and to this new world. You're new, your world is new, and it's going to give you a lot of happiness to integrate your spirituality with your physical reality. It's going to feel like an awakening almost. When you first spiritually awaken, this is kind of like a physical awakening. And that's going to give you more happiness in your body, in your home, in your relationships with others. You're going to relate to things a little bit differently. Imagination, yeah. And once you realize that manifestation works this way, you're going to be able to realize that you can manifest things better and faster in the physical, because you're not just working with spiritual energies, but you're also working with physical energies. At first, it could be just like, it requires work from your side. It requires using your hands. It requires going to places. It requires taking action. It requires some risk. It requires working with others. And that's what I mean by using your physical energies. But your spiritual energies are so in tune. Your intuition is so tuned up that you're going to realize that this is the second half that you are missing. It's really hard for you to manifest without this other part of you, which, you're still in the 3D physical reality, your mind might be from the 5D at this point, but it's kind of like manifesting heaven on earth kind of thing. So your mind and your energies might be 5D, but you have to create it still in the 3D, because that's how 3D energies work. That's how physical reality works. So at this point, you're realizing how to manifest what you imagine faster, the ideas that you receive faster. And this makes you happy, because not only are you dreaming about that perfect life with your partner, you're living it, and you're continuously co-creating with source energy. This makes you incredibly happy, because now you are whole. Your feminine and masculine energies are together, united, and you are whole, and you're using both aspects of yourself to manifest, to create with the co-creator. Crazy. Judgment card, yeah. Now, you can take what I say and throw it out the window and continue living life the way you want to, and that's totally fine. That's up to you, especially if you're not ready. And that's why I'm telling you that if you are triggered by this, like, don't worry, like, you're not meant to be at this part of the journey yet. You're not meant to hear this yet. Continue believing what you believe and doing what you do. You're exactly on track. But there's a lot of us waking up at this time, in this specific time in human history. And this is a timeless reading, but you're going to see that this reading resonates with a lot of folks, even 1 to 3 years from now, because at this time is when a lot of people are awakening or going through their more, going through like a second awakening or something like that. So you're going to see that if this isn't for you right now, then, you know, maybe in later this year, 2-3 years, it might be. But at this time, if this does resonate for you, you are walking through that door. And when you walk through that door, you're going to be connected to source energy and 5D stronger than you ever have in your mind, body, and soul. And you're going to be creating things here that is beyond what you could have ever imagined for yourself in your life. And that's because you're keeping yourself detached and open-minded, open-hearted to the divine energies to come through as it will, because you have that much trust in yourself and your higher self and source energy. And I'm going to leave you with that, Pile 33. This was a little bit of a different reading, but you know what? That's the kind of reader I am. And if you don't resonate, you don't resonate. Just move on. You know, but if you do resonate, you know, you're part of this high vibe tribe that we're kind of all coming together for right now. We're all kind of getting ready to, and already started to, connect with each other. Light workers, starseeds, twin flames, you know, highly spiritual folks, whatever you want to call us. We're starting to connect with each other because we're already walking through that door. This is a really good time for us. All right, so Pile 33, I hope you enjoyed your reading. I know it's a little, it was a lot. It was a lot. And it's not fun to hear. Some, you know, I channel what spirit feels is necessary. So with that, I love a comment if you resonated, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. Much love and light. Hi, beautiful Pile 4 with the Amazonite. We're looking at something unexpected happening in your love connection right now, and then also in your love life in general right now. So the top part is going to be related to a person. So if you're thinking about a person, or if you know this person, or even if you're single, this is a person coming in. So top part is something unexpected happening in regards to a person. And then the second half is about something unexpected happening in terms of your love life in general. But also I'm opening it up to a little bit to something unexpected happening in your life in general. And I like to leave my prompts for spirit a little bit open-ended, just because spirit brings through the best messages when I give them a little bit more freedom. If you don't like that, you can always just go to another tarot card reader, okay? No need to throw a tantrum. Okay, and those that do resonate with me and my energies and my readings, you're definitely high vibe, and that's who I do these readings for. And you can tell I have less numbers, subscribers and viewers, because there are less of us in the world, okay? And I'm hoping that changes soon. Not only because would it be good for my career, but also because it's just good for the world. We need more of us. We need more of you, beautiful light soul. Okay, so this card has number 3 on it, and it says, in the light of the moon, a full moon can shine on what you have been resisting. This can be anything from your fears to your soul's beauty. I am getting that kind of energy, especially with how I introduced this pile, that you are a beautiful, beautiful light, Pile 4, and you are meant to kind of shine your soul's beauty. And I feel like you might have not, whether you have a person in mind, a romantic love person or not, I do feel like you haven't been attracting the best out of that person or the best romantic love potential in your life because you haven't been shining your brightest. Not that you haven't tried, and not that you don't shine your light more than most. It's just, I feel like at this point you need to go full power, to attract that person in full power, whether you have someone in mind or a new person, like it has to be your full light to attract someone of that same caliber. Okay, so what's something unexpected happening in your love connection? 4 of Arms, 4 of Swords. Okay, so I do feel like I like how this person is like meditating, even with these like 4 knives around. I feel like because it came out in reverse, like you've been patient, you've been like at your peak for a very long time. Something with like you're being patient even though you know your strength, your inner strength. I feel like you understand your value, you understand your power, you understand what you can bring into a relationship. And you've been very patient with those that can't see it. And you're patient with them because they can't see it for a reason. Because they don't have it within them. Or because they are too afraid to shine it from themselves. But I feel like for most of you, you outrank in terms of spiritual maturity, emotional maturity, mental maturity, more than most people. And so that's why people can't see that in you, and therefore can't respect that in you, because they can't even see it in themselves. And even if they can see that in you, it triggers them because they feel like, why can't I have that then? Okay. Communication. All right. So pile 4/3. I was like, oh, should I change this to pile 3? Because it'll be like pile 3, number 3. But Spirit's like, no, you have it in this order for a reason. 10, communication. So pile 3, expect to do more talking than you've ever been, than you've ever had to. Okay. Wow. Okay, so I feel like you're going to be talking to a lot of people. Wow. Oh my goodness. This lady is meditating too. Okay, wow. This guy is meditating here, and then this lady is meditating here. I feel like you've been held back too much. I feel like even in your romantic love relationships or romantic love potentials, even talking to loved ones, or even talking to anyone lovingly, like even if it's just a random person, you might speak to them lovingly, but they can't see that you're coming from a much higher place. I feel like people are going to see the peace that you have within yourself. I feel like any time that you kind of might have triggered someone, especially in a love relationship, it's because they knew you were right. It's because they know that you're coming from a true, divine, and authentic, loving place with a lot of light. Light meaning wisdom. So you might have triggered even people who you were attracted to and that are attracted to you just because you didn't lie. You don't lie. Your what you say isn't BS. How you live isn't BS. You live a very true, authentic life. And so I'm getting some of the arguments that you've had in the past with romantic situations, or just because they couldn't admit that they were wrong, or that you might have been right, or that you might have known the real answer. Maybe they were kind of sick and tired of you always being right or seeing things from a more loving perspective. It made them feel like they're mean or dumb. And that might have made you kind of want to lower your energy a little bit more. Interesting. I couldn't let you get close to me. Okay, and another thing, a lot of people are afraid of letting you in because you can see inside people's souls. Pile 3-4. You can see inside people's souls. And that scares people. That also frightens people because you might understand them more deeply than they understand themselves, or you might be able to point out things that they never noticed about themselves, or they don't like about themselves. Even things that you like about them that they kind of feel good about when you say, it makes them feel like uneasy because like, how does this person know that? Like, how does this person know exactly what to say to make me feel better, or know what my strong suits are? Like, no, like, you know, like, why are they saying that? Like, they're questioning your motive, and it's because no one's ever been that good of a person in their life. Not just a good romantic partner, but a good person. They felt like everyone they've ever met always had their own agenda, always looking out for themselves, you know. They just didn't understand it. They didn't trust it. That's so, I'm sorry, pile 3, that seems so miserable because like you're just like this honest, loving, genuine person, and I feel like a lot of people that you meet were triggered by you, or were nervous around you, or couldn't let you in fully, or couldn't really give you their best because like they just couldn't, they just didn't trust it. They're not used to good energies like that. Wow. But you always leave people wondering what could have been. I feel like this, if you're thinking of a current person or just even people from your past, pile 3, I feel like people are always wondering, like, what if I get back together? I feel like you might have gotten back together with romantic situations over and over again because, like, people can't let you go. Even though they can't let you in and can't let you get close to them or level up, they can't ever let you go. It's just because your energy is so good, so mysterious, so positive, so pure, so genuine, and so authentic, and so very divine, that people can't let you go. And people often think about getting back with you, reaching out to you, hoping that you reach out to them. What would life be like if I stayed with them? What would life be like if I just reached out to them again? People often think that way about you. You often leave people wondering, what if? But that sucks for you because you're like, well, that's not exactly what I want to hear. What I want to hear is, you know, who can match my level of internal peace? Okay. Hopefully Spirit will answer that in the second part. Okay, so what's something unexpected happening in your love life right now? Queen of Coins. Okay, I feel like something about, I'm hearing like you're getting married to yourself or something. So I feel like there's something big happening in your life right now, pile 3, that is something you're going to be committing to. So I feel like this could be a house, an area, location, or a job, a career, or like motherhood, or like taking care, like maybe you're bringing in an animal or a few animals, like pets, into your life. Maybe you're deciding to have a child, or you're committing to a career, a line of work, a job, a home, or a location in a specific area. I feel like you are making a commitment to yourself in one of these areas. I'm not seeing taking care of a family member or, taking care of someone else's business or something like that. This is you and for yourself. You, yourself, and your life that you're making a commitment in. This is the opportunity coming in and you're taking it. Boundaries, yeah. I feel like this is specifically to keep out people who can't give you what you need. And so you're giving yourself what you need. But I feel like this is leading somewhere, so bear with me, pile 3. But I feel like, yeah, with the communication and boundaries, I feel like you're limiting who is able to stay in contact with you. So I feel like you're cutting people off who no longer serve you, like in a very big way. And you're going off to kind of focus on a big commitment to yourself. Job, home, career, location, or a child, children, or animals, or more than one of these things that is changing significantly in your life. I feel like an opportunity comes in and you're like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do right now. And it helps you keep up boundaries against people who are like not for you and like keep trying to hold on, but they're not giving you anything. It's like it's beneficial for them, but it's not beneficial for you. And they're not giving you anything either way. Like I'm gonna loop in there like your family and friends as well as your exes, because or the current person, because it's kind of like they all kind of want to hold on to you. They don't want to let you go. And that's because it's benefiting them and they're not really benefiting you. So you're kind of like, time for boundaries. Like, especially because you need to protect your light until, like, for the people that can see it and can give you what you need. And currently what's around you is not that. And it feels like you kept going in, meditating and staying, like, it feels like you were forced to just be by yourself a lot. Even when you're around people, it felt like you were forced to be by yourself because no one really fully understood you, could communicate to you, could give you what you wanted or needed. You felt truly alone, even if you were in a busy location, if you went to work where there was a lot of people, or if you kept in touch with a lot of friends and family, or if you dated a lot or spent a lot of time with your partner, it felt like you were still alone and you still had to, spend time with just you, your spirit guides, your higher self, and source energy. And it's just like, if this is going to happen, like it feels like being around these people is making you feel more alone. It's like, if that's what's going to happen, I'm just going to go somewhere where I can actually be alone and away from your energies that are just pulling on me, right? Okay. And that brings in joy. Joy. I feel like being alone scares you right now. Like, if you're listening to this pile 3, I feel like the idea of being more alone scares you right now because you've been alone. Honestly, pile 3, you've been alone for so long that the idea of leaning into that energy scares you a lot more. But you've been feeling a lot more alone because the right people were not around you. They weren't giving you back the light and the love that you were giving them. So just being alone for a little bit, like actually, like literally away from people, cut off communication, cut off even being around their energies location-wise, is actually going to fulfill you with so much joy, because you're going to see what living by yourself or just being with your true few, your animals or your kids, or this could be just you and your partner, if you already are with a partner. But I feel like even if you're with someone, it's like you both needed to cut off, like put up big boundaries with people temporarily. Really, really like strong boundaries with a lot of people in your life right now, to just kind of bring that energy back to you. You're going to find so much joy. Even if you're kind of scared and nervous to do this, lean into it. I mean, use your best call, like use your intuition. But I feel like for a lot of you, like you're scared of being even more alone, and the opposite is going to happen. It sounds counterintuitive, but that's what I'm getting. The Hierophant, yeah. It leads to marriage. But the way it happens, like you needed to free up your energies. Like so much of your love and light was going to the wrong connections or the wrong projects, the wrong things. So I feel like you focusing on like one or two main things, that's like a promise to yourself, and getting rid of everything else, like everything and everyone else for a little while at least, is going to literally lead you to the one, and also give you such strength in your life, because you're going to have your beliefs be grounded. I feel like this is going to give you more than just your partner, your divine counterpart. It's also going to give you the life that you were meant to live. I feel like you're just surrounded, like everything, every little detail in your environment and the connections around you are just so like not right. And maybe there are better connections than before. Maybe you had a more awful workplace before, or more awful relationship before, or awful neighbors before, but right now it still feels off. You might not feel it though, because it's better than before. Does that make sense? All right, so pile 3, I hope you enjoy reading. I know we finally got to the love part towards the end, but I feel like this is so significant in order to even have joy and have a divine counterpart. Like this was the key. And so that's why I read the way I do, because I get to the crux of the situation. Not exactly what you want to hear every single time, but maybe that your divine self, your higher self, wanted you to hear this, because you wanted this, the joy and the divine counterpart. This is what needed to happen. But I'm not going to skip to the flirty, like sunny, happy-go-lucky, oh, they're thinking about, how sexy you are every single reading, because this is what actually gets people to true love. All right. So this is why I'm the reader that I am. And if you don't like it, you can always move on. But when you actually need to hear the true spirit messages, you can come, you know where I am. You know where to find me. All right. So I love you, pile 3. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. And I don't mind if you leave a like or comment if you resonated. Okay. Love and light.